the NRA has now come out and said that they are going on the offensive. Let me explain. The Guardian reports that the NRA has decided to go on the offensive with President-elect Donald Trump as their main head honcho leading this charge and legislatively for gun rights activists. So, they're going after a law that states the law is that if you have a concealed weapons permit, you are only allowed to have that concealed weapons permit in that specific state. Right? State laws, state powers, that makes sense. What the NRA is trying to do is that they want to change it so that you can carry, if you have concealed weapons, a concealed weapons license and a concealed weapons permit to carry, obviously a concealed weapon, you are able to go across state lines and use that gun in those states. So what they're trying to do is what the Democrats should be doing for gun control, not gun rights. They're going at a federal level of changing the laws and not at a state level. So what that means is that you're going to have the ability to bring a gun from a heavy regulated gun control area into from a less regulated gun haven city into a more regulated gun controlled city is going to be easy as cake. It's going to be the easiest thing in the world. So you can go from, wherever, Wisconsin or something, over into Illinois, into Chicago, and carry a gun with you. So there's going to be more guns in states that have massive gun laws so that you can't buy a gun that easy in that specific state. But with this law, the NRA is trying to go after your ability to carry a gun across these state lines so that you can basically bring a gun wherever you want to go. And it's just going to be, the problem is that we've done this. It was called the Wild West. We had guns. People had guns. People brought them wherever they People brought them wherever they wanted to, whenever they wanted to, and you had duels out in the street. We've done this. It's mass deregulation, and it could eventually lead to mass hysteria where people just have guns and they get freaked out over something, they accidentally shoot somebody. Okay? They compare it to like bringing cars across state lines. The difference between a gun and a car is that you buy a car to drive, specifically to drive distances. So it makes sense to have a law where you can drive a car across state lines. But with a gun, you buy it to shoot things. It's not necessarily to hunt or to shoot at targets or to practice or even, a crazy person to go out and kill people. It all comes back around to you want to shoot at something or even someone. For some people, they want to shoot at someone. So there's a huge difference between comparing it to driving a car and driving it or comparing it to driving across state lines and bringing a gun across state lines. If you want to compare it to a car, like buying a car, you should have a registry so that you register with the gun company or, and they're registered and so they know who has what gun. You can still buy the gun. You can still buy the ammunition, but there's a registry. There's so that you know who has the gun. Because if you're going to give somebody the ability to shoot something that could potentially kill somebody, you should know where that gun is at all times. So the NRA is going on the offensive. Donald Trump had $30 million given to him by the NRA in ad buys, so he's bought off by the NRA. So he's going to do what the NRA tells him to do. And they have a Republican-controlled Congress and a Republican-controlled Senate. So these laws are going to change drastically. And this isn't good, man. This is not good. It's not good in the light because it's just mass deregulation and there's no system for which this can survive. People are just going to have guns everywhere you go. I'm not calling for a mass ban on every weapon in the world and for the government to come in and take guns that people already own. Look, guns are not, they can't kill somebody unless somebody uses them to kill. But you can't take away the fact that they do shoot and they are designed to kill. So there should be mass regulation over guns. People should have the right to buy guns, but people shouldn't be worried that some maniac with a gun is going to come out of nowhere and shoot them in the theater, or get angry that their phone's on during a movie and they get shot. So the NRA is going on the offensive. Donald Trump is going to be leading that charge, and we got to buckle up. It's going to happen.